No.
Good timing.
Traffic.
Don't rush, you're right.
I don't come into town often enough. Find my glasses. Right, which microphone?
Don't rush.
Hello.
No, you're right.
Right. Okay. Sorry about this, a lot of traffic. Kia ora koutou. I'm Penny Carnaby, and this is a personal submission. Basically what I've got to say, the focus of my submission is pretty well all about the extraordinary gains we've made during the period of this council in terms of the biodiversity on Banks Peninsula. And that's basically what I feel so passionate about. At a time when you've really had some incredible challenges in terms of the costs, and I think you've done a magnificent job in not seeing biodiversity, greening the city, keeping your foot on the accelerator of climate resilience, and all of those things. You actually you haven't given us enough, but you have continued to support, and I think the city should be very thankful to you all. So that's the first opening thing, and in that context, I think you've done really well in terms of the rates. Of course, I support all of the things to do with the work of the Banks Peninsula Conservation Trust, Pest Free Banks Peninsula. They are doing an extraordinary job, and so are the hundreds and hundreds of conservation volunteers on the peninsula. The in-kind benefit that you get from the community is extraordinary. So I've just got two comments to make, or two suggestions. Last year I talked to you about the leverage you get from your investment in pest programs, biodiversity programs, weed, all of those things that are so important. And you get really good value, because if the council invests, then ECAN, Department of Conservation, so you get a very good bang for your buck, if you like. But the two things I think I'd love us to do more of is to look at a landscape scale approach to pest control on Banks Peninsula. I don't need to tell councillors just how devastating it is to see all of this wonderful recovery of the landscape, to see it decimated, particularly by feral ungulates, pigs, goats and deer. And I'd really like to encourage you to take a joined-up approach with ECAN, with the Department of Conservation, with the Banks Peninsula Conservation Trust, and to be ambitious about having and creating an ungulate-free Banks Peninsula. And we should feel encouraged by what we've done already. We've got rid of the feral goats on Banks Peninsula. It was shortlisted for the New Zealand Biodiversity Awards. That was about a year ago. We're well on the way to feral pigs. But the really difficult one for you and all of us are feral deer. It just breaks people's heart to see communities planting, catchments recovering, and seeing all of that biodiversity really be decimated by feral deer. It won't be easy for you. There'll be a lot of people who will support you. Yeah, good. But there will be people that like to hunt. And I can see a keen hunter over there. It's with the pigs. Just, everyone going out and shooting, it really doesn't work. It has to be a very smart, because they're smart animals. And so with the pigs, we've got a way, if you break up a herd or a group of wild animals, they just get smarter and smarter. But I think we can do it. But and I've talked to the 4 Banks Peninsula-based MPs, and I think they're up for it too, of all political persuasions. But wouldn't it be a great thing for the city and for the greening of the city, the greening of Banks Peninsula, because you've got recreation gains, you've got ecotourism gains, all of these things are tied up. So I think that's my main message. One, to thank you, because you should be damn proud, I think. I know you get hammered a lot, and I know you have different opinions, but you have kept your foot, and particularly some councillors who I won't single out now, although Tyro, and of course I will with you on Banks Peninsula.
The media's not here.
Yes. But that's it. And I would take a similar approach with weed, those transformative weeds. We can have all these lovely groups working on, getting rid of stuff, but basically we need a coordinated approach, line the community up behind a strategy. You've got expert people on the council, and a big shout out to the parks team. They're just outstanding. Yeah. And so that's the end of the message. Thank you. I think you've done brilliantly well as a council. I may be the only person in the city, but I
No,
53%.
No, we've had two. We've had 2 people in today.
Yeah, you've got 2. Okay. And be brave it's to lead the vision of a feral ungulate-free Banks Peninsula, because it's a lot more than just killing those animals. It's about when nature thrives, we all thrive. Nō reira, tēnā tātou katoa.
Thank you, Penny. Thanks very much. And one of the things I'm looking forward to is the government making Canadian geese a pest, so then we can deal with them differently, from what I'm told.
Yeah. But I think there's a political will. I think that's what I'm hinting at. I wouldn't dream of putting words in the mouths of Wellington politicians, but I have spoken to the 4 Banks Peninsula-based MPs, and particularly Vanessa Wienick, and I think they're up for it. She knows it won't be totally popular, but wouldn't it be a great thing?
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you so much for driving all the way over here and getting stuck in.
Oh, that's all right. I just got totally sconned by the traffic. Yeah.
Good on you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gents, we're going to have a break until 10 to 7.